Alright, so today we're going to be unboxing a record. Now this vinyl is interesting because normally I like to order vinyls from my local record store, but this one was on back order. I think it's currently being pressed, but I don't think it's currently being pressed. I guess, yeah, so like, I'm not sure if it is or not. But it's, this band, from what I understand, it's probably their third most popular record, but maybe fourth, I don't know. But we're gonna open it. I've been obsessed with this band for a long time. I've done like one or two vocal covers on this channel of a few of their songs from my two favorite records, which are Major Minor and To Be Everywhere Is To Be Nowhere. And if you know this band, then you just understood that reference. And obviously, I don't know if I'm going to put the name of this in the title or not, but if I did, that would spoil it, of course. I just sliced my fingernail because I don't want to mess up the record itself. I'm trying to think what the best way to open this is. Let me try. Okay, oh, I see. So it's folded. So I was... yeah, that was wrong. So I was trying to cut this like the tape was in the middle, but it's actually two pieces of cardboard folded, so I ripped this for no reason. So if we open this, there's not as much bubble wrap as I would have liked in this particular package. There's just two sheets of it, but the record's sealed, so it's fine. But yes, this is The Illusion of Safety by Thrice. And this one's the 20-year anniversary vinyl with the... Oh, this has that Hideous Strength on it. That's kind of cool. It's got the bonus track on it. This one's the VMP exclusive. I don't know what that means. Green and black splatter, limited to 750 foil stamped and numbered copies. For whatever reason, even though this record's incredibly popular, and even though this... I don't believe this version is currently being pressed. Illusion of Safety might still be pressed, but I actually don't know. I don't believe it is. I don't believe anything prior to Beggars is being pressed because, yeah, I don't think Thrice is, or their companies or whatever, because it's weird because they're on, if you know Thrice, you know there's like 10 different record labels that they're on, not literally, but there's, because there's Epitaph, there's Vagrant, and then there's Hopeless Records and Subcity. So this one's copyright 2022, so this came out for the 20th anniversary of this record, because this record originally came out in 2002. So this one's the VMP exclusive. It's got all the tracks, and this one does have that Hideous Strength, which that song actually hasn't grown on me too much. This whole record is generally a bit too hard for my taste. I usually like softer rock, and I love newer Thrice. I love Major Minor. I love To Be Everywhere. Like Palms. Really love Horizons East, and of course the new song Nash that just came out a couple days ago as the time that I filmed this, in anticipation of Horizons West coming out this year. It's really funny because I ordered this record, which of course has the song on it known as A Subtle Dagger, which is, yeah, so that's the second track, is A Subtle Dagger off this record. And I ordered this record, and then a couple days, like literally the day before this arrived to my house, Dustin put out, which is the lead singer of this band, put out a teaser where he was singing an acoustic rendition of Nash, the new song, and one of the lines in the song is, "I'm a subtle dagger," which is really funny. So it's almost like Faith just kind of worked out that way, and now I've got a copy of their second record. Even though this is usually... I was debating on getting this because I have a love-hate relationship with this record. Like I said, I'm one of those guys that's a big fan of newer Thrice. I do love this record. I do love a good amount of the songs on it. And not necessarily, I'm not like a super big Deadbolt fan. I love the song, obviously, but it is a bit overplayed. But In Years to Come is really good. Red Death is really good. What was that one? Betrayal is a Symptom is really good. Obviously, To Awaken, Avenge of the Dead. The vocals, I'm not a super huge fan of the vocals on that song, but the riffs are amazing on that song. And of course, Kill Me Quickly settled it. Yeah, a lot of that stuff. Where Idols Once Stood is a really good one. There's actually a lot of good tracks on this record. And considering that Thrice's first record wasn't necessarily popular, this was a huge jump in terms of the songwriting, and the production was very similar to Identity Crisis, which Identity Crisis was their debut record. Got re-released a couple times. This was their first kind of big push into being a real record, and then this record obviously is what got them re-signed onto Hopeless Records from Sub City, and then later on, shortly after this, they signed with Vagrant, or no, not Vagrant, with Island. See, I'm getting mixed up. So that they were on Sub City, then they were on Hopeless, then they were on Island, and they were on Island Records for Artist and Visu, so 03 and 05, and there's a couple other releases in there too that aren't records. And then they signed with Vagrant and put out Alchemy, Beggars, Major Minor. They did the hiatus, came back with To Be Everywhere, and then when Palms came out in 2018, that's when they signed with Epitaph, and that's who they're with now. So because they've been with 4 or 5 different record labels, that of course means that trying to go back and repress and re-release a lot of this stuff, I almost said shit, no, it's fine, a lot of this stuff can be a little annoying. Shinedown is my favorite band of all time, and Shinedown, you can get everything from Shinedown still. You can get all their records on CD and vinyl because, well, they've been on Atlantic for the entire time. Also a great Thrice song. But, yeah, sorry, keep picking the tripod, but, Thrice is a little bit more annoying in that regard because you're not going to find very much. But I do have an original copy of Artist in the Ambulance and their 2023 re-release, which ironically the original one's grown on me more. And the fact that they did the Artist re-release is so smart because it took someone like me who only really liked Dustin's newer, more gritty vocals, and it was kind of my gateway drug to get back into their older stuff like the original Artist in the Ambulance and The Illusion of Safety. So I've actually been really enjoying this, and yeah, this is going to sound really good on my turntable. Obviously I'm not going to play any of this because copyright. I don't know how aggressive the record labels, especially since there's so many of them, are going to be with me playing actual Thrice music, like from the record. So that's interesting. But I am going to slit this open, and we are going to take a look at the actual vinyl, because I am a sucker for colored vinyl. I was really sad that my copy of Palms was just the basic black one, because the colored ones are so nice. And yeah, maybe I'll do a separate video showing off my vinyl collection relatively soon, because I got a couple more Thrice records, funnily enough, just from my local record store. In fact, I'll go ahead and grab those real quick because I got these all at the same time, and I am still waiting on one more. Now, I got 3 vinyls. Technically one of them's an EP, you'll see in a sec. But then I also bought the Sea Change 7-inch, which was a B-side from the To Be Everywhere sessions. So that'll come soon, and we'll do a quick video on that. But I also got, for the Vagrant 25th anniversary, just like my copy of To Be Everywhere in Major Minor, I got Beggars. And this one's a limited color vinyl as well, which again I am a slut for colored vinyls. And then I also got the Record Store Day exclusive, which I think the Sea Change is also going to be the Record Store Day exclusive. But I got Deeper Wells, which the Deeper Wells EP is the follow-up to Palms. But yeah, so we've got some nice new stuff. But what I'm going to listen to today is Illusion of Safety, because I'm feeling energetic. So where's my knife? I'm going to gently slit this open. I know this channel's kind of a music channel, and I was going to use it to like show off my music, but why not also show off my collections and other stuff? Because I can't think of anywhere else to put it. Oh, that's dangerous. Okay. Try to gently slit this open, because I don't want to scratch. I don't want to scratch anything. Because that's the thing is, I don't really want to take off the plastic. I'm one of those weirdos where I like to leave the plastic on here because of the fact that it's got the little ad sticker and everything. So I basically just want to slit this side open so I can get the vinyl out without tearing up the vinyl or tearing up the sleeve that it goes in. Oop, there we go. Again, I'm doing this kind of off camera because I want to be very careful. But if I scratch up the sleeve, it's not a big deal. There we go. Awesome. And see, now that I got it, again, I'm doing this off camera, but now that I cut it, I was able to kind of pull it the rest of the way open, like the actual plastic apart. Okay. Now let's take a look at what this vinyl looks like. And the inserts as well. Because this one's just a single vinyl, so I don't have to split this open or anything. Oh wow. Got the whole thing with all the lyrics. I love it when this is an actual like thing, like there's stuff printed on it and it's not just a blank thing. Oh, this looks so good. Yes! This is my favorite. When the vinyls are colored like the artwork, that's the best. I love this because not only does it look awesome, it also is great because sometimes I like to leave vinyls on my turntable if I'm listening to them for a while. And I can look over and I can tell, like, this is the exact same color as the cover art. So I can look at this, just glance at it, and I know that's Illusion of Safety without even having to read it. Hell yeah. And there's side A. And there's side B. Hell yes. Oh, this is going on my turntable immediately. Yes. Awesome. Okay. And then, yeah. So if you're wondering about this record, the track list is Kill Me Quickly, A Subtle Dagger, See You in the Shallows, Betrayal is a Symptom, Deadbolt. Wait, am I reading this wrong? No, I think I'm reading this right. Okay, I'm reading it the way it goes on this, so I'm assuming that's the right order. I could just look, but yeah, no, that's right. Okay. So, Kill Me Quickly, A Subtle Dagger, See You in the Shallows, Betrayal is a Symptom, Deadbolt, In Years to Come, The Red Death, A Living Dance Upon Dead Minds, a lot of dead here, Where Idols Once Stood, Trust, To Awaken Avenge the Dead, So Strange, I Remember You, and The Bellsville Crucible, and also the bonus track, That Hideous Strength, which isn't on here, because it's a bonus track, but because this insert is the same as the normal ones, but yeah. So that's awesome. So I really appreciate when bands print stuff on the actual record sleeve and it's not just a blank sleeve. Shinedown is guilty of doing that sometimes, but in Shinedown's defense, they'll usually have a separate insert, which in some ways could actually be better, because then if you somehow lose the slip cover, you're not stuck without the information, but then you also could lose that book separately. So I suppose it's up to personal preference. There probably isn't a right or a wrong way to do it. I would assume it's more cost effective to have them be one piece, like this is. But either way, awesome. So I hope you enjoyed my unboxing of my new copy of the VMP exclusive 2022 20th anniversary reissue vinyl of Thrice's The Illusion of Safety. It's also kind of funny because the font, this is the original from what I understand, where the font's kind of hard to read and the Thrice wording is very thick. But there's another version of this cover where the text is a lot thinner. It's a little bit easier to read. So, but I believe this is the correct one. I actually don't own this record. I own every Thrice CD I own going from artist to now. So I don't own Illusion at all, other than this vinyl, which is why I bought it. Because again, this was only like $25, which is kind of weird how, you know, some Thrice vinyls are either super cheap or they're really expensive. Because Illusion and artist re-release and Major Minor and To Be Everywhere and Palms and Horizons. Those are all like 20-30 bucks. They're very cheap. An original pressing, not original, but original pressings are super expensive, but a original release of Artists in the Ambulance, the 2003 version with the white cover, but the most recent pressing of that, which is only a couple years old, about the same age as this, that version's like 40 bucks, 45 bucks online. There's still old stock of those floating around, but since it's the most popular and it's definitely not being pressed, it's a little bit more than Illusion and the other ones. And then if you're trying to find Identity Crisis or Visu, I don't know why Visu is so hard to find. That one's incredibly popular, and the 20th anniversary of that is literally coming up when Horizons West releases. So I really hope that when Horizons West releases, they're going to put out a 20th anniversary edition of Visu. But you would think they would have announced that by now, unless they're going to announce it on the day that Horizons West releases. But that seems weird. Why would you like muddy all the press going into your new record by being, oh yeah, by the way, we released our record from 20 years ago. That, I don't know. I feel like if they did that, they would have did that like at the beginning of this year or something. So Visu, unfortunately, is like a $300 record. The Alchemy Index, which is anywhere from 1 to 2 to 4 records, depending on how you slice it, that pack of the complete Alchemy Index, all 4 volumes, is like also $350 if you want one used on eBay. Even though the CDs used are like 20 bucks. And then, although some of them are actually up to like 40 now, and just because Alchemy, they don't do anything with Alchemy anymore. And then what am I missing? Yeah, and then Beggars you can still find. Obviously, I even ordered mine. And then all the other ones you can find. It's just Alchemy Index I can understand. Identity Crisis I can understand. But why Visu? Why is Visu not being pressed? Visu is incredibly popular. Image of the Invisible, Red Sky, Of Dust and Nations, and Earth Will Shake are incredibly popular Thrice songs. To this day, it's really weird. The only reason I could think is it's gotta be an issue with Island, because Island owns the rights to the 03 Artists in the Ambulance and Visu. And Thrice kind of got around the artist situation by just re-releasing it and re-recording it. And that's the revisited copy, which you can still get, I think. So they can just kind of be like, well, it's not the original, but you can still get new copies of our 2023 version. And if you want to listen to the original Artist in the Ambulance, you can always listen to it digitally. But it's really weird. So as a Thrice fan, I found it kind of annoying trying to collect their whole discography, because if you like CDs, then you're fine, because you can still find a bunch of used Thrice CDs all over the place, and a lot of the current ones are still available new. But if you like vinyl, you're kind of up shit's creek without a paddle. Now in my case, a brand new vinyl was like $10 more than a used CD. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just get the vinyl. I'll probably still get the CD at some point, but because I still generally prefer CDs, but I like having both. If it's a band I really like Shinedown or Thrice, or the upcoming 3 Days Grace record, Alienation, I know that one is one where I'm going to order both copies, because all the songs I've heard so far I really like. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of ranting at this point. But, yeah, that's my copy of Illusionist Safety. And then I also got these two as well, which, they're not going to get their own videos more than likely. But I will do a record collection at some point once. I'm probably going to wait, though, because since, the new 3 Days Grace comes out in a month, and then the new Thrice is going to come out in October, I might wait to do a whole record collection, because there's 3 more Shinedown records I still got to get. I still don't have Amaryllis, Threat to Survival, or Attention. I missed all those. I got the first 3 because the first 3 Shinedown records are my favorite. Us and Them was the first one I got, and then I got Planet Zero when it came out. So I need to get those other 3. Maybe I'll do videos on those. I don't know. I didn't do a video on the other 2 Thrice records that I got when I ordered them directly from Vagrant, which was Major Minor Into Everywhere. But I'll probably do... Oh, goodness. I'll probably do a video on those at some point. Because I wasn't posting on this channel because it was primarily supposed to be for my music. And until I thought about it, I was like, why does this have to just be music that I do? Just because it's named after my band that doesn't actually exist. This should just be the channel that I use for everything music. So that's what we're doing. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it interesting. And if you want to see me cover... If you want to see me blow my voice out, if you want to see me do a cover of Kill Me Quickly and blow my fucking voice out, then I guess like this video. If this video gets, oh fuck, I'm gonna ruin myself. If this video gets 50 likes, I'm gonna do at least a YouTube short partial cover of some song off this record. It might be Kill Me Quickly, it might be Deadbolt, I don't know. It depends. It's whatever you guys want, I guess. If I get the 50 likes, which is never going to happen because, 17 people are going to watch this video, but that's okay. And that's why I'm okay with making that promise. So anyways, this is my unboxing of The Illusion of Safety by Thrice. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see my vinyl collection, then let me know. Blacklight signing out, I guess. This is weird. What am I doing? Anyways. Bye. I'm so used to my other channels that I don't know how to sign out because this is not any of those channels. See ya.